Hi, friends. So, it's been a while, and for anyone who's followed me for however many years now since I originally made this channel, you may or may not have noticed that I have gotten rid of most all of my videos. The reason is because I feel like that was just me from another lifetime, to be honest. In the past 3 years, I feel like I've just had multiple deaths and rebirths, but partial rebirths because I wasn't fully done with certain things. And I feel like I'm finally getting to this new stage in my life. And I feel like so much of myself has just shifted. And I feel like I've learned and grown so much more just in my personal path. And a lot of that I do feel like was from stepping away for a while, and not just here on YouTube, but also in a lot of ways on social media, especially over the past little while here. I haven't been nearly as active. Um, and just in general, not really sharing my opinions so much and more trying to focus on my own growth and the shit in my own life that I haven't completely dealt with yet or that I'm still working on. You know what I mean? And that being said, I I really have been trying to get back to my roots, my personal roots on my spiritual path. Because, for example, I have been a practicing witch for almost 20 years now. A good chunk of that time I identified as Wiccan, but by the time that I had started this channel, I believe it was in like 2015, um, my path was starting to become a lot more than pagan, and I kind of fell down a New Age rabbit hole for several years. I'm sure I will discuss these things on this channel at some point. In fact, I know that I will, but this is not the time or place. The fact is that I've been trying to get back to my roots and what feels right for me and what has always resonated with me. And no, I don't identify as Wiccan anymore, although I do plan on discussing it a lot on this channel because that was my starting point on my true spiritual journey. You know, I was raised fundamentalist Pentecostal Christian, um, and I've always been a very spiritual person. However, Wicca was the first religion that really spoke to me. And um, for those of you who are unaware, that is the difference between Wicca and witchcraft. They are not one and the same. Okay, Wicca is an actual established religion. I wouldn't necessarily call it organized because you can be a solitary Wiccan, and that's fine. You don't have to be part of any organization. Um, but witchcraft is an actual craft. It is an art. It is a science. It may not be a science that is recognized by our Western world. However, anyone who has studied witchcraft and the occult, for that matter, for any length of time, will know what I'm saying when I say that it is a science. Um, Witchcraft is about fundamentally understanding energy, understanding how the universe works, and understanding how to align yourself with that flow, all right? Working with the seasons, aligning your spells and rituals, right? It doesn't have to have anything to do with God if you don't want it to. You can have one God, sorry, my rats are drinking. You can have one God, you can have many gods, you can have no gods, and you can still be a witch, all right? Witchcraft is just about understanding the natural cycles that surround us every day. And that in itself, learning how to get in that flow and get out of that state of resistance is the core of what witchcraft is. It's about that state of flow, and that is how you manifest change in your life. That is how spells work. That is how you become a powerful person. And it is how you are able to not only fix things in your own life, but fix things in your friends' lives, your family's lives, you know, how you take care of those you love, and hopefully extend that out into the world around you. Because while it doesn't have anything to do with religion, witchcraft is very, very much about respecting and honoring the earth that we live on, because we understand that without her we have nothing, right? She gave birth to us and she feeds us, she gives us shelter. Literally, we have nothing without her, right? And so she deserves the honor and respect that one would give a god if you believe in gods, okay, or a god, whatever the case may be. I hope you get what I'm saying with that. So, for that quick little breakdown, a little veer there, but hopefully you get what I'm saying with that. The point being, I want to go back to my roots, and I want to basically start from scratch with everything and really give you guys a more in-depth kind of look at witchcraft. Like, yes, I'll probably make fun little videos here and there about spellcraft or give you ideas for spells. Sure, why not? That might be fun. But like, what I really want to do with this is show you the truth of it, and show you, really talk about things like the ethics of witchcraft, and talk about, and I know that might sound super boring, but talk about why things like this work. Talk about why you want to use correspondences, and give you a deep understanding and knowledge of these things as best as I possibly can, because that is going to get you that one step closer to understanding how this works and making it happen for yourselves. Basically, look, the fact of the matter is, you're not going to be able to make anything happen necessarily the first time unless you 100% believe that you can. And I can do everything that I can to show you how this works, to explain to you how this works, maybe tell you some of my own personal stories. But basically, keep in mind, when I first started this, I was a teenager, all right? I think I may have said this earlier in the video, but I did my first, maybe not, I don't know. I did my first self-dedication when I was 14, and I did my first self-initiation a year and a day later, as tradition dictates. And I was 15. So I was a teenager. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I loved it, and I was very inspired by it, and I was very passionate about it, and I really tried, but I didn't get it. I understood the spiritual aspect of it because of how I'd been raised, but I didn't understand how, like, that I had the power in myself to do these things. And that's something that every individual is going to have to learn on their own time, as it comes to you. There are things, you can read something in a book a million times and you can get it intellectually, but you're not going to get it until you're ready to get it, until something happens and you're like, oh, that's what that means. You know what I mean? It's that kind of energy that I'm talking about. So keep all that in mind, but just know that anyone can be a witch. And if that is something that you're interested in, I really would love to help you on that journey. And the one thing that I will say is, I can teach you how to do these things. I've said a lot of things. I don't know why I keep saying that. But I can teach you some of the basics, but a lot of this is going to be intuitive, and you're going to have to listen to your intuition first. And that means if I say something that doesn't resonate with you, that doesn't make sense to you, or that you're like, but I feel this way about it, think about it, and if that's how you're feeling, then go with how you're feeling, because everyone's path is different, all right? And there's certain practices you probably shouldn't attempt until you've been doing things like this for a while, but I'll always tell you if it's something like, maybe you should wait to try this. But either way, it's your path, and you're going to do what you're going to do. But I will always give you a disclaimer. Otherwise, in general, if I say, like, the color green means love in a correspondence, but you're like, but I think pink, then use pink. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's really that simple. That will also teach you to trust yourself and trust your intuition so much faster than anything I could ever tell you or anything you could ever read in a book. You know what I'm saying? And trusting that intuition is a huge part of this, because when you trust your intuition and you start seeing like, oh, I actually know these things, I know, like I have this knowing in me, and I don't know where it comes from necessarily, but I know this thing. And when you start seeing that, you'll start recognizing your own power. And the faster you recognize your own power, the faster you're going to be able to make shit happen. Okay? And you're going to understand why it happens too. So, this is long enough. I just wanted to let you know kind of where I've been at and what I'm trying to do now. And I'm going to hopefully be making a video a week, because I am in a much more stable, I'm in the most stable, chill environment I have been in quite a while, and it feels great. So, thank you so much for listening. I'm very excited about this, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.